As one of the first Android Wear devices, the Moto 360 sports an awesome round display, but is it worth your $250? The biggest thing that sets the 360 apart from other smartwatches is the round display. After years of rectangular screens, the Moto 360 almost looks fake. It's got a very thin bezel, and in silver it really does look like the kind of watch everyone imagined we would be wearing in the year 2014. There is a small window on the bottom which houses the light sensor and display connectors, which does break the circular illusion a bit, but it's not something I really ever notice in normal use. With a 1.5 inch 320 by 290 resolution display, it's respectably sharp and holds up nicely even in direct sunlight, something I can't say about a lot of other smartphones. As a guy who doesn't usually wear watches, the 360 feels just about right on my average sized wrist. It's not particularly thick or heavy, and the round case helps to make sure it stays comfortable. If you have small wrists, it might be a bit too big, and if you have big wrists, it might even be a little bit too small, but for most people I think it's a good compromise. You've got two choices right now, a black Moto 360 with black leather band, or the silver 360 with a gray band like I have. There will be a few more options later this year, including metal bands, but I like the leather personally. One big question about the 360 is battery life. I've been using it every day for over a week, and it's never quit on me before the end of the day. It's usually around 30% by the time I drop it on the charger at night, however a big reason why is because the screen doesn't stay on all the time. Instead, it wakes up when you raise your wrist, which is a decent compromise, although the gesture isn't quite as accurate as I would like. If you want to always be able to see the time, there's the Ambient Screen mode, which keeps your watch face on almost always. This hurts your battery life quite a bit though, so I kept it off. One really nice touch is the charger. It's magnetic and wireless, so all you need to do is drop the watch onto the dock and it lights up softly with the time. On the flip side, since the Moto 360 basically has to be charged every night, it can be a bit of an annoyance when traveling to have to not only take a micro USB cable and charger, but also the dock for your watch. The Moto 360 is IP67 certified, which means that while it can get a little wet, it's really not meant to do this. Still works though. There's also a heart rate sensor built into the back. Like most smartwatches I've tried, it's not particularly accurate, needing firm contact with your wrist, and even then it fails quite a bit for me. I've had better luck flipping the watch over, but it could definitely be a better experience. On the other hand, the pedometer does a good job of tracking your steps throughout the day. It's not a huge feature, but being able to track your fitness is a nice addition. As an Android Wear device, the Moto 360 works with basically any phone running Android 4.3 or higher. I paired it with the new Moto X, but most newer phones will work with it just fine. If you haven't tried Android Wear yet, it's a very nicely put together OS. Everything is big and easy to control. You can read things like email right on your watch and quickly archive or open on your phone with a couple taps. You also get Google Now cards from your phone, such as weather, flight info, and calendar notifications. There's also pretty decent voice recognition. Okay Google, set a timer for 3 minutes. You do have to keep the Moto 360 tethered to your Android phone with Bluetooth, but the range is more than long enough for me. I couldn't get the 360 to drop connection anywhere in my apartment. One thing that is really bizarre are the internals. It's powered by an OMAP 3 processor from the 4-year-old Droid X, which doesn't do performance any favors. It runs reasonably smooth for the most part, but some animations could be a bit choppy, and battery life would likely be quite a bit better with a more modern SoC. Another odd omission is any kind of speaker. When you get a notification, the 360 vibrates softly on your wrist, which is great, but it would be nice to have the option to have some audio. For $250, the big question is the Moto 360 worth it? For me, the biggest advantage was how much less often I have to check my phone. Being able to triage notifications right from my wrist is a huge plus, and the looks are also a big part of the appeal. Everyone I've shown the 360 to has loved the look, and being able to have all of my Google Now cards at a glance is surprisingly useful. Even though I've never really worn watches, the 360 has me convinced. Motorola really has something special here. So what do you guys think? Would you ever pick up a Moto 360? Definitely be sure to let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I've got to give a big shout out to Squarespace for making this video possible. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online store. I've recommended Squarespace to friends for a long time because it really is dead simple. You don't need to spend all day learning how to code. It just works. There are tons of great looking templates to choose from that let you drag and drop content right in, and they all work great on a phone, tablet, and computer automatically. It starts at just $8 a month, however for a free trial head over to squarespace.com/Austin. When you decide to sign up, just make sure you use the offer code Austin to get 10% off and let them know I sent you. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching and I will catch you in the next one.